Welcome to episode 197 of the Prosperity Practice, the podcast that has you living your most abundant life. My name is Danielle Amos, and I am your host. Today, I'm going to take you to a program where I talk about money, the Millionaire Method program. In this episode, we've clipped a segment where I emphasize the omnipresence of abundance, the importance of recognizing abundance in a variety of different forms, not just the money in your bank account. It extends way beyond your financial wealth. And if you can experience abundance that's all around you, it becomes more evident in your bank account. So, this episode is extremely important, especially if you're new to the money journey, because often it's hard to feel rich, or it can be challenging to feel rich when there's not much in the bank account. Although it's possible, and that is a big part of your journey, I recommend that you start with looking for abundance in other areas of your life. Enjoy this episode. I'd love to hear from you. And for those of you that are subscribers, the 197 plus episode, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to give you a challenge, an exercise that you can actually do. Let's call it an abundance treasure hunt. And I'll share more in that episode. Thank you for joining us, and thank you so much for being here. So, as you start to acknowledge the truth that abundance is everywhere, you'll be able to see more of it, and then your focus goes to this feeling that there is abundance in the universe, in the world. I am abundant, and look at all of this evidence. And as your focus goes there, you'll get more evidence of it, and then it comes through to you. It gets attracted to you in so many different ways, including the cash money in your pocket. And you've got to be willing to feel abundant in all those different ways. Like, maybe you got a hug this morning from, another mom when you were dropping off your kids at school. Abundance of hugs. Like, it comes in so many forms, and it's not just money. In fact, money is the smallest piece of abundance in the world, but it's often what we think of, and prosperity as well. Prosperity and abundance have a very similar frequency if we don't attach anything to them. Can you feel that? But often we have the word prosperity comes loaded with a whole lot of the way that we view it or perceive it. So it often isn't felt the same in a human's body. However, if you look on the frequency scale, abundance and prosperity are very similar. I think it's because prosperity, for a lot of people, they right away associate that word with money. And the word money is loaded in lack as a society. So it just pulls down the frequency of it. So you can just check in there. But this is one of the reasons why I say abundance is your birthright, because it's very easy to see the abundance. Well, I think if you look out in nature right now, there's an abundance of snow where I am. So think of the individual snowflake that it takes, all those little, think of a snowflake, how small it is, and how many of those it takes to build a snowbank of snow. Like a foot of snow. So there's a foot of snow about on my, well, maybe not, maybe 6 inches on my lawn. I'm sure at the other house there's foots. There's inches of snow. And just think about this for a moment. Nature shows us the abundance. If you're not in a snowy place right now, maybe think about the beach. You might want to look towards the beach and think of the amount of grains of sand to make up a beach. This is crazy when you start to think about it. How many snowflakes have to fall to make up a foot of snow? Wow. Wow. So much abundance. And abundance can also come in a way of like a beautiful, bird just happens to sit outside my window. Sometimes like when I do masterclass, there'll be like a blue jay that sits just on the line right outside my window here, the telephone pole. And just seeing that gives me this feeling of abundance. When you think about the grains of sand that make up a beach, the snowflakes that make up a snow bank, the birds that sing in the forest, all the leaves on a tree. So by recognizing the abundance everywhere and then really feeling the feeling, this is really important because feeling is the secret. So today is really the secret sauce, my secret sauce. And today is, I'm giving you the codes to millionaire embodiment. So embodying your millionaire identity. These are the codes, and see them as like there's keys in here too that are going to unlock doors in your awareness, like really in your mind. And this is where we go out now and we bring together the ideas, the thinking with your actions. So that we call this praxis, where your beliefs integrate with your behavior. And for most of us, it will be opposite to the way that you've been behaving. For a lot of these things, it will feel like it's the other direction. And remember when I told the story of how I went to join my friend in Florida, whose boyfriend was a multimillionaire, and I noticed how he was talking about money all the time. He said something to me that was really fascinating. Like I started talking to him a lot about money and asking questions. And at first, of course, the first question's like, how are you earning 10 million? He's like, wrong question. Wrong question. Doesn't matter. Like, he's like, I'm in construction. Wrong question. I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't get it. And then, through our conversation, I understood that it was more about thinking. And he said, one of the most important things he recognized about the wealthiest people, so the 3% of the world, or the 1% of the population that earns all the money, most of the money, is that they go in the opposite direction. When the masses are going this way, they go this way. It's like, really? What? How? What? And he said, well, when everyone's selling their homes, I buy. When the masses are doing one thing, we do the other thing. And so I wanted you to think about that. Where are you following mass thinking? Unless you want the results that the masses are getting, that's not a good idea. 97% of the population say that they're worried about their future. 95 and 97. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. So we don't want to do what the masses are doing. Interesting, right? Ding, 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 ding. So today is about the codes to this embodiment, to bring it all together. And like I said, this is the secret sauce. This is my secret sauce. And it's everything. So codes to the millionaire identity embodiment. Embodying your millionaire identity. This is where you become her or him. What does that mean? Well, you literally integrate what we've been talking about. This is where the words and the teachings you've been hearing, you actually put them into action. No amount of thinking it will change your life. It's now by bringing the thinking, allowing the feeling to move you into action. And oftentimes the action isn't logical, doesn't make sense, and you'll learn to trust yourself. And this is what it means to embody these teachings. And oftentimes it takes you on a path that will have you stand out from others. Think about this. Now, you'll start to stand out because the masses are doing one thing and you choose a different path. And you become a beacon of light in a sea of people who mainly are living in darkness and fear. That's the reality in the world right now. And my analogy, I think about this, is that we are like tall, like giraffes. We stand out. And as you embody the millionaire identity, you will stand out. And so just check in. Am I okay with being seen? Not a problem. If you're like, ooh, I'm not sure. That's just like, we're going to just check on that. I want you to write that down. I'm not sure if I want to be seen. Because here's the thing, you will be seen. It's like we become giraffes and beacons of light. And everyone else is like, like I say, like a sea of mice. I don't know why I chose mice, but it's like, maybe it's because of the contrast of mice and giraffes, but like we become like this. And so, yes, eyes do start to look at you as you are focused on prosperity and abundance, and you see the abundance in the world and you start to speak it, you'll stand out, because most people are focused on what's wrong, on lack and limitation. And so you've got to be willing to be seen in that. And that's some of the work we can help you with. This is more of self-image stuff. If that comes up, that's okay. So when you become and you embody the teachings, it always starts with your thoughts. So you created your identity, thoughts plus feelings plus actions. And it starts with thoughts. Those thoughts always lead to the feelings, and feeling is the secret. Okay. Neville Goddard said this. This is the name of his book, Feeling is a Secret. So let's talk about, again, just hone in this feeling of prosperity and abundance. It's easier to feel abundant than prosperous, like I talked about. Feel into it, notice it in nature, notice it in your life, in your everyday life. I'd like you to notice the abundance that actually exists, the snowflakes that are falling right now. And even within the one snowflake, the abundance of beauty in the flake itself. If I was to catch one on my hand, which, like, wow, awe, wonder was another word. So allow yourself to feel that and notice it. Often we're so busy in our life that we don't recognize this. And so the habitual way of thinking and the rush takes us out of this abundant feeling. So I'd like you to become present to abundance. And so then you start to see the abundance in all things. This is where we begin. All forms, in the words that people say to you, in the compliments, in the hugs that you receive, the snowflakes, the ideas that come to you. And as you feel into this, more and more and more gets attracted to you. It's a state of being. Now, I can hear some of you are like, okay, talk to me about the money. Let's go back to the money because it may feel good. And enough with snowflakes. I want the cash. I get it. Cash is a small part of it. And like we said the first day, it is important and it's a small part of it. So be willing to see the full spectrum and experience a full spectrum of abundance and make it about the feeling. Got it? Because that's how the cash comes. That was episode 197, where I explore the millionaire identity and I show you how to align your thoughts, feelings, actions by looking for abundance in all states, not just your bank account. So I'd love to hear from you. If this resonated, give us a 5-star review, share it with others, tag me on social media. Remember, we do a draw each month for giveaways. And all you've got to do is tag me and I'll reshare your post with my audience. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on 197. Plus, for those of you who are subscribers, I've got an abundance treasure hunt for you. And that's how you'll actually apply this information to your life. So let's go have some fun. See you there.